So earlier this year, I was looking for a surprise trip to take Kim on, and I came across the Mountain Lake Lodge in Virginia, which just happens to be where they filmed her favorite movie of all time, Dirty Dancing. So as I stumbled across it, I'm a big movie nerd, so I look up locations where things have been filmed, and through all of our trips, I try to go to these places, get a photo there, and kind of just put it in the memory bank. And when I was looking for this place, I'm like, that would be cool. Let's go to a place. We always go to the movie places I like or want to see, and she's not as big on that, but Dirty Dancing was a huge movie for her. So when I was looking, I stumbled across that the place was still in running, like you could still go, and they have summers and winter, like you go skiing, they have all this different stuff there, but twice a year they do a Dirty Dancing experience. So not only is it the place where it was filmed, but they also make the whole weekend about Dirty Dancing. What are you about to do?
I'm gonna make a shirt order.
A shirt order? But you should be packing.
Packing for what?
For our trip.
Oh my god, for what trip?
The trip we're going on in the morning.
Huh?
It's that split second you see that they're caught in the surprise. Like that, it's such a, you can't ever get it back. You can't duplicate it. It's that moment, and it's when the light goes off and they realize everything that's going off. And I live for that. And when it is just that, people don't get the amount of work that goes into getting that one fraction of a second, but to see my wife's face light up is really, I mean, that's what I do it for.
I have to work tomorrow.
No, you don't.
Huh?
You don't have to work. You're off.
How?
I talked to Courtney.
When?
Earlier in August. At the beginning of, well, maybe end of July, beginning of August.
What trip are you talking about?
It's a surprise trip. You don't get to know where we're going till we get there.
I'm so confused.
Yeah. Ironically, this was planned way before you surprised me.
Huh? What are you talking about?
We're going on a trip in the morning. At 7 a.m. we leave the house.
Are you serious?
I'm dead serious.
Where are we going?
I can't tell you. It's a surprise.
So I found out literally when I got off of work on Friday. So I got off of work and got home, and Mike was like, pack your bags, we're leaving. So
All right, so I just told Kim she needed to pack for a surprise trip that we are taking in the morning. I'm gonna run a couple quick errands to get some stuff. She has no idea where we're going. She just found out I scheduled her to be off of work through her boss and took care of all the measures of finding daycare, etc., etc. The trip actually is to go to the place where we'll be staying, where they filmed the movie Dirty Dancing, which is one of Kim's all-time favorites. Now, what makes this so awesome is that they actually 3 times a year do a Dirty Dancing experience. So the whole weekend is all about the movie. We get dance lessons, we have dinner, and a Dirty Dancing party in the barn where that film is seen, where that scene was filmed. So from the time we get there till the time we leave, it will be filled. We do a whole movie tour. So it's going to be really exciting. I just surprised her with the news. She's all confused, and basically she has to pack and she doesn't know what she's packing for. So should be pretty interesting, and you know, we'll see the reaction when we pull up, see if she sees what it is and recognizes it. I love to do surprises. It's what me and Kim have been together for 13 years, married for 7, and it's just something I do. It's almost like it's gotten to a point where it's a challenge to myself to see how do you go bigger and better for the next one. You know, it is the attention to detail, making sure that you're crossing all the T's, dotting all the I's, making sure that if you're always planning for the what ifs, making sure that if this happens, you have it covered. And it's really having the foresight to see it from beginning to finish and making sure you have all your bases covered. So no matter what happens, at the end, the surprise is still pulled off.
Mike is definitely good at surprises. I wish I was a quarter as good as he is at surprises. The car ride was interesting because the whole time, you know, my wheels were turning. I'm like, where are we going? You know, I couldn't figure it out. We normally do like a beach, you know, getaways and stuff like that. And it was total opposite. We were going to the mountains. So I'm like, where are we going? And then we were, at one point in time, we were passing signs that said Roanoke. And we watch American Horror Story, and last season was about Roanoke. So, and I'm terrified of scary. I don't watch scary movies. American Horror Story is about as scary as it gets for me. So I'm like, are we going to Roanoke? Is this like some kind of sick joke or something, you know? But yeah, I was definitely questioning the whole time, like, where are we going?
So that was the other thing. It was very windy, and that was an actual issue because in her first trimester, she had a lot of nausea. So I know I was asking a lot, but I was like, it's like you're first and goal, man. Like, you can't, we're not going to jeopardize it. We're like right here at the goal line. I couldn't jeopardize it.
So I did not know where we were going or where we were until we actually like pulled into the lodge. So he took me to where Kellerman's lodge in Dirty Dancing movie, and so I didn't know until we actually pulled up that that's where we were going.
Okay, so what about this?
I just saw the sign. No way! Shut up! That's what looked familiar to me. Was that house down there? Shut up! Are you serious?
Look.
Oh my God! No freaking way!
It gets better though.
Oh my God!
So the reason we had to come this weekend is 3 times a year they do a Dirty Dancing experience weekend.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I mean, he's done surprise trips, definitely, but like I said, never like to the mountains. It's always been like a beach or something like that, and so.
So we are where they filmed my favorite movie and Mike's grandma's favorite movie, Dirty Dancing. And we're here for the full weekend experience.
I'm going through this experience and this trip, I've become a lot more attached to it just because I learned so much about the film. But prior to that, my late grandmother, it was her favorite movie of all time. She's just a huge Patrick Swayze fan. And I always thought that was really cool that her and Kim both had that in common.
So the whole weekend, it just includes all kind of stuff. There's like a Dirty Dancing scavenger hunt, and there's Dirty Dancing lessons. So they teach you like some of the dances in the movie, and you get a tour. So you get to go around like all the property and see all the parts that were filmed for the movie. And there was even yard games, you know, like the yard games in the movie where they carry the watermelons and stuff.
Well, the funny thing is, so Kim obviously couldn't do the watermelon race because she was pregnant. So I got coerced into doing it in slacks and loafers, and it was a relay. So it wasn't just like you're racing against everybody. It was like you were on a team of strangers. You didn't know who was who, and it was like, oh, you know, you just tag everybody in.
I asked Mike if he would do the watermelon race. And he did, and it was really, really funny because he had on slacks and dress shoes.
Well, I was like the last person in my relay, like the last person in line, so I had to go in for the strong finish. I don't know, I go into my Al Bundy carrying it like a football, and Kim's just dying laughing when we're watching it.
He was on a team, and then the lady next to him, she actually fell and dropped her watermelon and it busted, and I felt really bad for her, but it was so funny. So yeah.
The lady next to me, I mean, she just slipped and that watermelon, and it just busted all over the ground. And in slow motion, obviously it was happening a lot quicker, but I look back at her, I'm like, oh crap, and I just keep on going. Like normally you would stop and help somebody that fell, but hey, we're trying to win a race here.
My favorite part was probably the tour, like getting to actually go to the different, where they film different scenes and seeing that in person was really cool.
I might be known for doing like the surprises and the bigger over the top type stuff, but Kim is such an amazing person that always is there supporting everything I do, even in whether it's just the smallest thing or the biggest thing. And these are the ways that I know how to show I'm thankful and grateful for what she does every single day. And this is kind of the way I pay it back.